Hello, guys. You hear the Yawa Stone Boy do?
We have that.
He said you go produce World Cup song $20,000.
Why somebody send them?
The song
who's he sending the bill? $20,000.
He said he's paid $20,000 with the song. The entire production of that song.
Somebody send them an answer on one.
My biggest beef with that song is the use of Zamina Bena. That Zamina thing was a South African thing.
Yeah.
It's not Ghanaian. It's not native to Ghana.
Did they contract him or he did it off his own accord?
He just did it off his own accord, but it's terrible.
It's off his own accord.
But it's terrible. Like, he's telling us 20,000. Oh, come on, over. And he said,
if you recorded it off your own accord and you spent your own money and it's not popping, that's neither here nor there for us. Oh. If it was taxpayers' money, then we'll have a problem.
He just easily turns by Shatawale because Shatawale came to say, $100,000 contribution to the World Cup fundraising. I did a song production $20,000 and I'm adding
allegedly
$81K to make it. Not allegedly
101.
These are his words. I was there.
No. I'm talking about in retaliation in response to Shatawale's
Yes. So in response to that, because they were on the same stage, so he came to make us.
We are trying to force them to play nonsense.
Charlie. I'm like, we have.
I forgo listen. I forgo listen the track. I know he had. Beautiful goal.
Guys, in case it was ever in doubt, SM for life, okay? In case it was ever in doubt, I'm declaring my stance, SM for life.
Wow.
I like that gentleman.
Nah, Stone Boy my guy.
I'll talk to him.
Good for you. Kelvin, we have a packed show.
Yeah.
We need to also create a whole editorial farm of far to dive into who bridesmaids are, what bridesmaid syndrome is all about, coming second and always waiting for the next season of a Netflix show, what it's all about. Amufa needs to really do a deep dive into that. But before we do that, Kelvin, what do you have for us?
In football, nothing is ever certain, not the bounce of the ball and not the rise of a star, not even history itself. It's always 50-50 from the streets of every local community to the grandest stages of world football, where legends are made, debates are born, and opinions collide. And that is why the 50-50 Football Podcast is here for you, where every argument has two sides and every fan has a voice. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and let's have a good time today on the 50-50 Football Podcast.
My God, I know poetry.
We didn't have violent sound for the back because the tears he hold back to give this this.
Well, quite interesting things happening. This evening has fully packed show. World Cup qualifiers, heating up qualification, the European semi-finals on. We'll be waiting for who qualifies to the World Cup because, yes, a number of them are trying to book their tickets, especially, yes, the Azuri. We can't miss them with their favorite, national anthems. Arsenal continue to be bridesmaids. Well, we'll wait to see if the bridesmaids, tag continues to stay. Mohamed Salah, the Egyptian, can bid Liverpool goodbye. His legacy at Liverpool will be spoken about. Is he the greatest ever player Liverpool has seen so far? There's been that widespread debate of the ever powerful Wayne Rooney against, the drama king, Neymar Santos Jr. Who would you have preferred? Who would be your pick? Who is better than the other? And the Black Stars will be in action against Austria and Germany. And, Otado needs to quickly find, the antidote to his worries before the World Cup begins. Bigger storylines across the continent would be delved into. Let's have a very good one. And name is Kelvin Osuant. I'm doing this with Kweku Safo-Mensah and then Nana Asare. Arsenal continue to be bridesmaids, but these people are chasing our left back. Yes, how do you chase a bridesmaid's left back? Oh, we are waiting to see how things will progress. Kweku, good evening. Asare, good evening. How are you guys?
Charlie, we did. You want Jabri plus Lewis Kelly? Yeah, what do you call himself? Links.
You people say you want Lewis Kelly.
See, I know for sure I'm doing better. I'm feeling better than Arteta today. And I'm definitely feeling better than Arsenal fans all over the world. Calvin, what went wrong? What happened? Let's start from minute 1 to minute 90. What went wrong?
I think it's more of what didn't happen.
Wait.
Huh?
No. Let's hear from him. What went
Also,
wrong?
I think that yes, I think the first half Arsenal did their bit. Did their bit to total game plan working to perfection, taking the game to Manchester City. Created one or two chances. The glaring one came to Kai Havertz and he failed to do it. As always, football, the fine margins do count. You get the opportunity, you fail to take it. It may not come again. And in the second half, the usual Mikel Arteta has kept it as he is. Pessimist decided to sit back and watch Pep Guardiola. And Pep Guardiola just used one simple master stroke to put, Nico O'Reilly in midfield and then prevent Arsenal from having that press. Now, what did not work for Arsenal is Martin Zubimendi. He never showed up to pick up, the passes in phase one. And it all stems from the inability of Kepa Arrizabalaga to, have that brain, that thinking, the passing range and technique and quality of David Raya. So every time Arsenal seemed to be locked up, he couldn't fetch Bukayo Saka deep in central. He couldn't fetch Ben White on the flanks. He couldn't fetch, Hincapié, who was also a bit hesitant. And that limited Arsenal's play because if you fail to build up like the way they've done all season, it becomes difficult for them to create anything. Number two, Mikel Arteta failed to make quick substitutions and alter his game plan. I have never seen a coach who sees a player not performing and allows him to stay off, or a player struggling and trying to let him stay on the pitch. The first person who should have gone on is Hincapié. He allowed him to stay on and Antoine Semenyo got the better of him. All the two crosses for Manchester City's goals came from the right-hand side, and that Hincapié was culprit until he was substituted for Ricardo Calafiori. Number two, Kai Havertz was just missing out of the game. The supplies couldn't find him, and he himself couldn't find Victor Gyökeres. Bukayo Saka couldn't even make a dribble. These players were allowed to stay on. The funny part of it was when Arsenal was struggling to create anything, he put Bukayo Saka as a number 10 when he had players who could break through the lines on the bench. But he decided to just opt for Bukayo Saka as his number 10, bring Noni Madueke on the right-hand side, keep Trossard, too long on, on the left-hand side of Arsenal's attack. And City were very much comfortable. Pep Guardiola had more numbers in midfield, and he used Bernardo Silva to just dismantle Arsenal in the best possible way with his brilliance and his technique and range of passing. So Mikel Arteta once again given a final away, by conservative nature, and number two, deciding to stay loyal. How do you, as a coach, want to win your first final in 4 years? Decide to, play to the tag of, the loyalty tag and fairness tag. And he wasn't even fair to all the players. So the person who is preaching virtue is practicing vice, because he put Norgard on the bench, he put Miles Lewis Kelly on the bench, Max Dorman. These were the guys who helped Arsenal to get to this stage. So if you bench them and you play Kepa and you try to justify it by that, it doesn't make any sense. So I think that was the failure of Arsenal to get this. And Pep Guardiola just showed Arteta that he will continue to be his student.
No be small diagnosis, Ogwegu. your man diagnosed the whole thing from head to toe. No be like, how many days it take you?
Man, Kelvin.
Oh, yeah, it was on a day. I started complaining in the second half. So, yeah.
I don't know. Are you wedded to one style of play? Must you at all times play from the back? Like, you had 2 6-foot attackers in the game. You had Kai Havertz, you had Victor Gyökeres, who's also very physical, has played in the English Championship, so he knows what a one battle is with a defender, right? What stopped you from going long with the goal kicks in the second half? What stopped you from going long with those goal kicks? What like, again, the concept of second balls has, I don't know, did we lose it? Did we lose the whole concept of second balls?
We are losing it in football.
You can just go long. If you miss the first attempt, there's a chance to win the second ball. And Arsenal are playing with Hincapié, with Ben White, with whoever. Let me think Man City. Pause. So Man City had Mateus Nunes at right back. He could easily be your target. Like, you know what? Every goal kick, we are targeting him. We are going to put 3 players on him, and we are going to run that ball higher.
And even Kusanov wasn't really battling Gyökeres. He was tracked.
So again, there are so many ways of playing football, so many ways to kill a cat. Why must you, by force, by thunder, by fire, pass from the back? I don't understand. I really don't understand.
So you see the problem.
You put a press of 4 on you guys, and you guys were lost. Like,
So the
he had
problem
no
was,
idea what to do.
and Kweku, that is why a lot of us will never understand, the sale or the let go of Thomas Partey. I always say it. Maybe I don't want to use a word that will sound demeaning, but I don't know whether because Zubimendi is Spanish. Thomas Partey will never hide in certain situations or in this situation. You could see Zubimendi hide. And if your phase one build-up player is hiding from the game, making the center backs uncomfortable, especially Gabriel, and hoofing the ball at certain times when there was too much pressure, it clearly gives an indication that the coach is not doing his job well, or the players or the player on that particular day was not fit. So what do? You quickly make a change. When you have a phase one build-up player, you expect him to drop deep, pick up the ball. And talking about these players, I talk about players like Carrick. They won't shy away from picking the ball deep in their lines. Look at Bernardo Silva and Rodri. Bernardo Silva it's not even a phase one build-up player. He only has that skill. Rodri never shies away. He's always calling for the ball. But Zubimendi was always hiding behind the, City press, waiting for the ball. Kepa to probably loft to the ball, but Kepa did not have that intelligence. So it behoved on the manager to quickly make alteration. And Arteta, as we know, stubborn to his principles, stubborn to, his methods, decided to stick to it. So as the coach, I won't blame any other player. It's the coach who sets the team up like that.
100%. 100%.
Guardiola just destroyed the team because the coach was not willing to change his ways. There are games you just watch, and everybody is obviously saying the same thing, that you cannot watch football when a player is struggling and you keep him on. Didier Deschamps, I may not like him, but what he did at the 2022 World Cup final was just brilliant. See how he took off Antoine Griezmann and Olivier Giroud, his trusted weapon for goals, because they were not performing. That was first half. They did not come on for the second half. And we saw how the game changed in favor of France to get back twice and then the third time to move the game into penalties. If a coach is not willing to alter the way he's playing, and especially when it's a final, City were just begging for Arsenal to take it easy on them, but he decides to go and sit back. It was terrible to see from him, but I think it was quite a disappointment from Arteta. He virtually lost this one.
Honestly, it's so annoying because we saw City play Real Madrid. It was a similar tactic.
Yeah.
They tried to press 4-2-4. Remember the first goal Fede Valverde scored?
Yes.
It was a long ball. Ball straight to him, 1v1 with O'Reilly, touched the ball one, beat him with the foot wrist. Was like, okay, let's run. You think you can run? Let's run. And he got the first goal. And I'm thinking, you have Saka to do that. I think Saka would beat Martinelli.
So bring them high up. And the problem too, I'm saying, is from Martin Zubimendi. You get it? When
maybe it was by instruction and design. Maybe he was instructed to stay there because you could see him there with Rice. Same line. They weren't moving.
Exactly. That was the problem.
I think it's by design and instruction.
Exactly. So the manager himself is a problem there. That is why you need players with ingenuity to defy the manager to come across. And that is what, they say Christian Norgard does. Because of his experience. I don't know, we're just watching the Denmark game.
I think people are even going way too deep. I knew the game was lost by the first minutes when the way Arsenal were playing. You could tell that the way they were set up, even though, like, when you watch the game in the first half, people were like, well, Arsenal did well. It was more of Arsenal preventing City from playing, not Arsenal like opening up City or creating any chances. Or you could see that Arsenal's setup was not like a setup that looked like, okay, I will take my chances, so I'm going to create some chances and then I will defend when I can. You could tell they were just compact. They were blocking how they thought City would build up and all of those things. Then in the second half, City just upped the tempo a bit and then Arsenal were nowhere to be found. And when they conceded the goals, the most painful part is when they conceded the goals, there was still no fight. Like you couldn't see any push or any drive. It felt like our game plan was to prevent them from scoring, and they scored, and we don't know how we are going to get a goal. And that was the whole problem from the beginning. You decided to sit back, and I told you in the previous episodes, I had been telling you that you have to attack every game like it's a cup final. Like, go out there and try and stamp your authority and play like that the rest of the season. The moment you decided to sit back, you gave the opportunity to Man City to do what they do best. And then they destroyed you. And it wasn't even their best players that did it on the day. Nico O'Reilly just walls in there. And then the goals were like just very easy goals to concede. And you couldn't see where the fight was. And this is not even something that is too difficult to even... You had the Real Madrid game that could have given you some ideas on how to play Man City. You had the Man United game that could give you some ideas of how to play Man City. And if you watch all those games, the teams Man City played, they put pressure on Man City early on, got their goals, and then they defended and prevented Man City from hitting back. But you decided to go and wait and let Man City play and gain confidence, and then you want to hit them when they are at their peak. It won't work.
So you see what virtually happened was when Arsenal even started the game, fine margins, like I said, do count. Have it. Look at that opportunity, how he missed it. Look at how Bukayo Saka decided to stay on the ball and lose it to Nico Riley at a certain point. And what you were saying about the Real Madrid Manchester United game, look at how Kobe Mainoo picked the ball from deeper lines and helped Man U to create. Look at how this Real Madrid small boy, Pitach, he virtually gave Manchester City a run for their money because they didn't know the kind of card he was going to deliver on the day, and he virtually confused them. So when Pep knows Declan Rice so well, knows Zubimendi so well, what do? You surprise him with one of your players, whether Norgard or Miles Lewis-Kelly. And even the players, even the City players, when they see those two players, it will be difficult for them to actually have, anything different to think about because they wouldn't know what they would come or they would bring up to the party. So I think it's just Arteta losing it and Pep Guardiola once again using the basics, the small fine details to get this victory over Arsenal once again.
Mangana, sounds like we are empathizing. No, it's like we are helping him explain.
Arsenal have come close way too many times for it to be funny at this point because they've been able to assemble a good core of players, and the moment you are not able to take the opportunity to win a title, you are not going to have those core of players for eternity. At some point, they will realize that Arteta can take them as far as being bridesmaids. So they want to go for a challenge or they want to go for something new that can get them over the line. So Arteta himself, I don't think he has a lot of time left if he doesn't win this league. Because for me, if he doesn't win this season, then they need to bring someone in who can. Because nothing will change next season.
True.
And I've said it.
To win a league that they are, it's virtually uncontested for. I think the only reason why Arsenal would win this year's league is because Man City have been
teams are poor.
Yeah, Man City have been falling that way.
The other teams are poor.
But like I said, winning begets winning. Winning is contagious. Arsenal, it's not that they can't win. It's just that they are stifled because they haven't done it before.
Hence, they can't win.
So even if
now,
if they are able, if they get this trophy, whether other teams force Man City to drop points and then they manage to get over the line, by getting over the line, it would unleash some of these boys to be able to play with a bit more freedom, and then going into other cup finals and going into the new season, they won't feel so constipated. I think that's the word. They won't feel so constricted in how they are trying to, how they are trying to go about a season and how they are trying to beat teams going forward. But once that win hasn't happened yet, they'll always feel like we are close, and that kind of anxiety can hold on to them too much for them to be able to get over the line. So they do need to win this league. If they don't, I think that the Arteta would be shown the door.
I think they will win the league, not because they've been, unfortunately, they've been the better side or they've been the best side on the land. But I think it's largely due to the fact that the other teams have just not been serious this season. Man City, they are still trying to find who they are. They've lost their identity, in my opinion. They are still trying to find out who they are, how they want to play. It's still lost on them. They are still trying to figure that part out. And I really, going into this game, I really, really thought, I think I mentioned it, that Arsenal look a more established side. You could close your eyes and mention the 8 out of 11 players that will start for Arsenal in a cup final. For this Man City side, you're still trying to figure out, okay, who's going to play where? Is Rodri playing? Is he injured or not? Okay, who's going to partner Rodri in midfield? Is he going to play O'Reilly? Okay, what about Checky? Okay, what about, Pep is still figuring out the best 8 that would form the core of his first 11. And so I really, really thought Arsenal had this opportunity to win this trophy.
Yeah, but you weren't listening to the oracle. That's the problem.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's switch gears. The Black Stars are in Austria.
Yeah, Black Stars in Austria. It was the final training session.
Kelvin, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If Otuado can call in players like Marvin, Menya, like new players, right? I know first nationality switch was a couple of years ago. But he's now, because I remember I've seen his name in squads in the past, but he just hadn't featured. I guess my point is, if you can call Lucasen and Semenya, then you might as well call Edin Ketia and Callum Hudson-Odoi, right? I mean,
And that is, yes,
why
I
not?
think those players should be part. But we've heard, remember Ketokreko's statement some time ago when he said for players that they've gone to beg them, they wouldn't accept them even when they are ready, or they wouldn't give them any other chance at this time of the World Cup.
Okay,
And I think Otoado, if you know Otoado, he's quite a stubborn guy with ego, even during his playing days. You may see him fine. He doesn't engage so much with other players with regards to, daily conversations, but that is him. So it's more like Macha Mohache, or you people were not interested. You wanted England, now England, and they don't want to call them. Because I don't see why. I don't see why Callum Hudson-Odoi is not being approached. We are going to the World Cup.
The other argument is that...
Do they know the number of times Ademola Lookman rejected Nigeria? And eventually, they brought him on board because they realized, come on, at top-level football, you need quality to help the quality you have. Callum Hudson-Odoi gets into this team. He helps this team so much because he's always going to be an outlet and a better option than most of our wingers.
So remember, Kelvin, remember our conversation with Carl, right? One of the things when we were discussing the Black Stars ahead of the World Cup was that perhaps the area where we are mostly stuck is on the wing, the attacking midfield and the wings.
That is very true.
So for Callum Hudson-Odoi, I would say it might not necessarily be like a strong need, but I get what you're saying. It's a good option, perhaps a better option than someone like...
It's a strong need. How Welcome isn't better than him.
Okay, wait.
Mana isn't better than him.
I get your point.
And maybe the only person I have head of Callum Hudson-Odoi is maybe Niama when he's fit, because he's devastating.
But I like Fatau. He's very direct. He shoots.
Yes,
he can go direct. Outside and cross.
He's direct, but look at Callum Hudson-Odoi.
I'm not a big fan of Callum, though.
Yes, you may not be a big fan because of how he used to play at Chelsea, because how he used to play was bad.
The question is not whether you're a big fan or not. The question is, has he improved the team?
Yeah, he does.
No. In my opinion, I don't think he improves the team that we have now. I think the one that improves the team is Edin Ketia. He's a need. We need him. We lack strikers.
He listed the wingers that you had, and he asked if you thought he was better than, and that he was better than most of them. So then clearly he would improve that position.
No. So we are taking 26 players to the World Cup. I'm taking 4 wingers. I'm taking Kudus. I'm taking...
Why would you want to put
Semenyo?
Kudus, is he even
But that's
fit?
why he plays. Yeah, he's going to be ready. He's going to be ready for the World Cup.
I'll put Kudus, as I said, as a midfielder.
Okay, let me make my list of wingers. My 4 wingers I'm going to take to the World Cup. I'm taking Kudus, number 1 on my list.
No, wait.
I'm taking Fatau, right? I'm taking Fatau with Shahaku. I'm taking Kudus on, right? So those are the wingers on the right. On the left, I'm taking, what's his name? Hey, our superstar, the latest superstar, Semenyo. Yes. Semenyo. I'm taking Semenyo. I'm taking 4 wingers. So Semenyo on the left. And then the other one, I'm choosing between Kamaldeen Sulemana and and Christopher Bonsuba.
So you think Christopher Bonsuba and Kamaldeen Sulemana are better than Hudson-Odoi?
For the role I want them to play, I would choose them over Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Which role do you want to play?
It's not whether you choose them over.
I really enjoyed the conversation. So again, pause. Let's take it back. So I really enjoyed the conversation we had with Carl. Like, let's get into the minds of these coaches, right? When they are picking these players for certain reasons, right? Why do I want this over that? And I'm saying, for me personally, if I'm the manager, if I'm the gaffer, if I run the D on this, my decision would not be to go for someone like Callum Hudson-Odoi, especially after our president spoke to him and everything. It annoys me when we had to bring in we visited the Flagstaff House to speak to Nanado at the time.
Now,
so the whole point is, it's not that they're better than him. It's that you don't like how it went. The whole so that's what you should say, but not that he's not better than the people you have in that position.
I'm saying that I will not take him. You can mention your 4 wingers. Okay, let's hear from you guys. Nana, sorry, let's start from you. Who are your 4 wingers?
Like, I would put Kudus in the midfield because I think...
No, sorry, don't tell us where you're putting. Just tell us your 4 wingers you're taking. 26 months. Niama is out of the World Cup.
Okay. So then I would have, what's his name? Semenyo on the left and also Callum on the left. If we can get him or he's willing to come. We want
Semenyo and Callum on the left, and on the right, who are you going
on the right, I would have Fatau.
And who else?
And who else do we have?
There's Christopher Bonsuba.
Joseph Menzo.
Joseph Pencil is also around.
I would have Joseph Pencil because he's been good when he played for the Black Stars, but he hasn't had much opportunity recently. But if he's still in the team, Kamaldeen doesn't have end product for me.
Why do you?
Neither does Callum Hudson-Odoi. Neither does Callum Hudson-Odoi.
Hudson-Odoi has better end product than Kamaldeen.
I said neither does Callum Hudson-Odoi. Tell me his end product. Tell me his end product. Tell me his end product.
Better end product than Callum.
Is it a figment of your imagination or is it factual?
It's not a figment. I've seen Kamaldeen play.
I've seen Kamaldeen play too, and he's very frustrating. But trust me, Callum Hudson-Odoi is no different.
And I'm saying that I've chosen the less frustrating one in my opinion.
Okay, in your opinion, I respect that. Kelvin, who are your 4 wingers?
Nyama could make it. Let's not rule him.
I don't think Nyama. Even if he gets it, he shouldn't go to the World Cup. This guy has been out for about 8. Since he hasn't played football for over a year. He just started running on grass.
Yes. He's not too far. He has 3 months to get ready. And it's enough.
No. He's a young guy. He's 22 or something. He has a whole career ahead of him.
He has 10 weeks
let's think
ready.
of his career. Kelvin, let's think of his career.
The career, what if he goes to make it at the World Cup?
So you see, like I said, he needs to really rehabilitate very well. He's coming from an ACL injury.
That is why
these things mess you up long term.
That is why they have taken their time for him, and Lyon haven't even rushed him. Because if it was any other,
I don't think the Lyon hierarchy would even advise him to go to the World Cup. They would say, listen, you have 22, you have several World Cup.
All right. Okay,
last season.
Okay, let me make my pick.
Then you should be ready. You should be able to go.
He just started running on grass. He hasn't even played a single game. Let's hear from Kelvin. Who are your 4 wingers?
Well, on the right-hand side, like I said, Kudus, I won't put him there. That boy is not fit for that position. Just put him central. So I'll go with, that is Abdul Fattah Issahaku on the right for me. And then I put, Nyama, if he's fit. He stays on the right too with Fattah Issahaku. And on the left, Antoine Semenyo gets it, Callum Hudson-Odoi.
A lot of ifs and conditionals. Listen, we'll leave the rest to the 50-50 fans to tell us who they think should make it. In my opinion, Callum should not.
If I am making a list and someone puts Kamaldeen and puts Emmanuel Ano of Nations FC, I'll pick Ano over Kamaldeen. He has better end product. Koko, I am serious.
No, pause,
I am serious.
I will not begrudging you for that fact. Now, I think you mentioned
boy and his attitude, even with the Black Stars. Have you, since 2021, has this boy ever given you an A moment or a one moment that you think he helps the Black Stars or improves the Black Stars? Tell me.
I think in a game where we are very stretched, so let's think about game moments. Let's think about in-game moments. Like, listen.
Yes, in-game moments, Bonsuba will give me a better result.
We are not going to waste a slot on a player that we are hoping that there will be one moment in the game where if he will be me on the pitch for that moment. No.
So, Kwaku, you see Jeremy Doku. You see Jeremy Doku.
Yeah.
Kamaldeen is minus like 9 of Jeremy Doku.
Listen, you guys have been too harsh on Kamaldeen. In as much as he's disappointed all of us. Listen, Tom Vernon mentioned, he said, listen, when they asked about the biggest talent he's seen, mind you, all these players came to his Norgeland Academy, his Right to Dream Academy, and played in Norgeland. He mentioned Kamaldeen Sulemana. The talent is huge. Hear me out.
Attitude and end product is zero.
And we've all been disappointed by the fact that he's not really lived up to the expectation. Granted.
Exactly. So why should we keep rewarding him?
No, we're not rewarding him. We are not rewarding him.
Let him finish. I have a rebuttal for him. Don't worry, let him finish.
We are not rewarding him.
How many players haven't come into the Black Stars and then after 2-3 years or 1 year when they fail to perform, we push them off? Now, sincerely, let me ask you this. Between Joseph Painter and then Kamaldeen Sulemana, who offers a lot more?
No, I'll still take Kamaldeen Sulemana.
Over Joseph Painter?
Yeah, I'll take Kamaldeen over Joseph Painter.
And you'll be saying it,
I have a question for you. I know we have a centre-back issue.
I have a rebuttal for you first.
Let me hear you out.
Do you remember Ravel Morrison?
What could have been the biggest talent out of Carrington?
Good. The same way Kamaldeen has been the biggest talent. There are some players where the talent doesn't translate into a good professional player.
Totally agree.
Or a good professional
player. You see Omari Hutton?
Totally agree, yeah. Omari is having a decent career. Kamaldeen is having a decent career. He's playing for Atlanta. He's playing in the Champions League.
So you play
against
Omari in the World Cup?
Omari, if you were Ghanaian,
I won't take him ahead of Hudson-Odoi.
I'll take him as a 10. I'll take Omari as a 10, where he used to play for Ipswich. I'll take him as a 10 because Ghana has a 10 problem. And in my opinion, we shouldn't play with a 10 at the World Cup because we don't have a proper 10. We don't have a
So you may play with
well-rounded number 10 in our team. So for our 3 games, we should play in a 4-3-3 where I'll play with Caleb Yuenchi, I'll play with Thomas Partey as a 6, and I'll play. See, what really bothers me is Majid Ashimeru. But I don't think we would get him for the World Cup.
Mika won't be fit.
He's been injured for so long, and now I know he's back. He started playing in the Belgian league. He joined the new team, but I don't know about his form. But for the qualities that he has, I think he would have been an immense addition to our midfield if he could play a midfield 3 of himself. Caleb Yuenchi has that raw, natural box-to-box, energetic, tenacious, all-action display. You can get that from him. And then you have Partey, who will be like the controller. First phase builder, like you said, tempo controller, basically our Toni Kroos in the team. And then that Majid Ashimeru can give us those final third balls, final third, because Partey can build, a Caribbean would be all action, arriving late into the box. And then Mika, can be supplying the final third. But unfortunately, let's not carry over spells. We're not going to get him. So who do I play in instead? Perhaps I'll play with Kwesi Sibo. Sibo sits in flat with Thomas Partey. And then Caleb Yuenchi would, who have the license to bomb forward.
No, Coco. You know what?
Without a 10.
So I think allow Caleb and Sibo to just make the setting and allow Partey to advance. Give Partey that line.
Partey doesn't have that energy. You see how? No.
Very good.
Lucas sits in the midfield for AC Milan now. He's playing as a quarterback and he has Fofana and Rabiot next to him.
But he has the license to move freely. You get it?
Exactly.
That being number 10 role is what I want for Partey. Don't allow Caleb to be advancing so much. He has
Caleb has energy. He has a lot of energy to add numbers into the box, especially when crosses are coming in.
He has lots of tendencies of losing the ball in very critical areas.
And that's why you have Sibo and Partey as base midfielders to cover for him.
No, you don't allow Partey to be base. That is what I don't want.
But that's his best role too.
No, and the Black Stars.
Kelvin, see, this thing, it depends on how we want to play, but I think Partey should be a base midfielder. And I'm telling you that
the Otoado I know, or the Otoado we know, will not play Sibo and Caleb unless Sibo, Caleb, and Partey. He won't play the 3 unless he's defending a goal.
I think we might see that against Austria tomorrow because Austria, remember their coach is Ralf Rangnick and he's all about game pressing. So he's going to play with Sabitzer and all. I think he's going to play a 4-4-2 against us. Yeah. So like high-octane pressure game.
Is the difficulty because he wouldn't want Partey and Caleb to be colliding because Caleb operates in the same areas.
No, but Caleb can play as an 8, like box-to-box 8. Do you understand? And Partey can sit and dictate play, like call for the ball, let's go long, let's go short. And Sibo will just fail in his way.
When you see Partey play for the Black Stars, he's the creative element for the team. So you don't want anybody.
Our creative element can be deep.
You don't want anybody.
Think about Pello. Pello was
who were the ones with him? Did he have
any other? He had Gattuso or Ambrosini next to him.
Very good. Is Gattuso that player who would want to move the ball like Caleb does? No,
but you see, Partey determines who receives the ball or not. But you know what? We are going to go on and on in cycles. I have a question for you. Both of you actually, Mangana. Yeah. We have a central defensive crisis, right? And I think I think Otto called about 6 central defenders in his squad.
Yes.
Call me crazy, but I think Kelvin or SCB or Fast Folk should have been called.
I don't think so. Razak Simpson should have stepped in.
Come on, guys.
The point is both of you have 2 players that you think should have been called, but yet none of them were called.
Yes. So you see, my only problem stems from the fact that
I think
you don't take away players.
SCB is playing in the team with the meanest defensive record in the league. For 2 consecutive seasons, they've been the best defensive side. And he has been the leader of that defense. For us. I think last season, was it 7 goals they considered also the entire last season? And this season, let me check the number of goals that they've considered.
I want to tell you one thing.
Tell me something. Yes.
When you get to Atafok, when you speak to Didi, he rates Ali Mohammed.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think he rates him higher than. No, I don't think he rates him higher than SCB.
No, I am telling you.
Atafok is who plays with SCB. SCB is the deputy captain. When he's issuing instructions, he calls SCB first. I see it. Maybe Ali is future. Like, he has potential to do X, Y, Z.
No, let me tell you why he calls SCB. You know, Esibe easily loses concentration. You know that?
That he has that about him.
Thank you. So Didi tells you, Esibe, so he tells you, Esibe, Hamza Isa, they give me lots of problems. And then upon Afrane, he says, you need to keep them on their toes. So every single time, I don't know, if you watch a lot of How to Forgive, he speaks to those three so many times.
Because they are the spine of his team. Think about the spine. Who's the goalkeeper? Again, it's due to the loss of concentration. He gets overly excited because he's so good.
Why would I want
he
to
wants
pick
to display skills?
So why would I want to pick someone?
I would have included SCB.
And you know, a game is football is a game of fine margins, like we've always said.
I would have included SCB.
Just one mistake, and it will cost you.
I agree. I would have included SCB.
I won't take the chances.
What do you guys think about what do you call it? the Auxerre boys.
Elisha also has always been part of this team. Better, he's a squad player, so fine. I think he stays in there. But for the Senaya, Auxerre are battling relegation. I don't know, but if Kamara Dini Mahmoudou is playing the CAF Champions League on a regular for his club side, and he was part of the Black Stars, it wasn't that he was awful. He was part of the Black Stars. I don't see what he did negatively, because now he's an upgrade of who he was at Mediama SC.
But you know, now he plays in the midfield though for Al Hilal. He hasn't been playing at fullback.
Why? Because of his quality.
Yeah, he's a very quality player.
If you want to play your inverted, Senaya is highly defensive.
Yeah. He's very good. Kelvin. So yes. I think the issue is the type of fullback, right, that Otuado wants is not Kamaldeen Mahmoudou. Because Kamaldeen Mahmoudou, think of him as, remember Dani Alves, the way he would invert, very good on the ball, create space for Messi to have 1v1 on the wings to dribble in and, plays his passes with Messi. Think about Kamaldeen as Dani Alves. Otuado doesn't fancy that. He fancies a different type of fullback. So the first game he played, that was when we went to London, he played him as a wing back. And obviously, you weren't going to get the best out of him. Subsequently, he started playing Caleb Bianchi at fullback because Caleb could, bomb forward and come back. And that isn't really Kamaldeen's street. He's very good on the ball. He's a dribbler.
You shouldn't go and put Caleb at right back.
And I think one other thing, I think Senaya is coming in because of Ali Duseidu's loss of form. Because since he returned, he hasn't been playing for Stade Rennais. So Ali Duseidu, you see he's out of the team now.
Exactly.
What do you think about tomorrow's game? Mangana, we are playing one of your favorite managers at Man United, Ralph Rangnick.
You see, you always...
And you're one of your midfielders, Sabitzer.
You always want to start fights. Anyway, for me, I'm just looking for simple things. How are we going to build up? Like how we are building up play, like playing from the back through the midfield. Who are we going to? Do we understand that maybe our most dangerous part of the field is in our wingers? So are we constantly trying to create 1v1 opportunities for Semenyo or whoever is on the other wing, whether it is Fatao or whoever will play on the other wing? Are we creating 1v1 opportunities for them to take on their defenders? Or are we still going to be the same Black Stars where they just keep passing the ball and don't know how they are intending to build up? If we are going to be taking set pieces, how intentional are we about the set pieces? Do we have like set plays that we've practiced that we are looking to put the ball in certain areas and have certain players attack it? Like those are the things I'm looking at. I just need to see that we can be fluid on the ball and progress the ball into the attacking third with some semblance of what do you call it, of something that has been trained, something that they've worked on,
like a rehearsed pattern of some sort.
Exactly. And if we can have that fluidity in our play, then the sky is the limit for us because we have good quality players who can finish when they are given the opportunity. But they can't finish if we can't create the opportunities.
Calvin, do you think we win any of these games against Germany or Austria? I think the idea of these games is to really mimic European opposition because they're going to play Croatia and England. And I think the closest to England would be Wales. So the Welsh and the English have almost a similar culture of football, but the English is more diluted now because of players like Cole Palmer who have, there's St. Kitts and Neves flair in them, right? Bukayo Saka with his Nigerian flair in him as well. But the Welsh football culture is very similar. So I think we are trying to mimic the teams that we are setting to face in the World Cup. So the Mexico game would mimic Panama, and then these two teams perhaps likely to mimic Croatia. Do you think we stand a chance of winning any of these two games?
Well, it's quite difficult. I know that the Austria game is going to give us lots of lessons. It's going to teach us to do a lot more things right. It would push Otado for him to do a number of things maybe he might have ignored, and it would really test our quality because you are playing against a very pragmatic manager. Who understands what to do and what not to do with the materials available. Unlike Otado, who decides to pick and choose what he wants regardless the materials he has. Now, the German game is where I see some positivity, some light probably coming for the Black Stars, and would wait to, see how he recovers from the Austria game and then quickly steps up to make corrections against the Germany game. If there is any game for us to get anything from, I think maybe it's the Germany game that we could get probably a point, but I don't see the Black Stars getting, laughter against Austria. Maybe the laughter would be a narrow victory, a narrow loss against Austria.
Yeah, the interesting thing about Ghana is that we always do better in the second games and perhaps even in the second half of games. We enter into these friendlies. First half, usually we are very poor. Second half, we up the ante a little bit in the second half. And then usually in the second games, we do better, like in the last couple of friendlies that we played. But, both teams haven't necessarily been in imperious form. They've won 3 in 5. We've also won 3 in 5. Their victories included 10-0 victory against San Marino, by the way. So interesting stuff ahead. Switching gears a little bit. Kelvin, this week, Mo Salah announced that he would leave Liverpool at the end of the season. Mangana, I think it's a year too late. What do you think?
Well, based on his form, yeah, definitely a year too late. But I don't think there's any way he could have left Liverpool and not be hailed as a legend and one of the greatest players that they've had in their recent history, and even with the past history as well. He's been exceptional for Liverpool. He's produced goals. He's produced moments. He's won trophies. I don't think there's anything that he can do. Even this season, that he's been a bit he's been off his usual form of scoring goals. He's not been as terrible that they'll be like, oh, we want him out of the club or like pushing out. And since it's not working, it's not going to go, he's not going to kind of like pick up the form next season. So I think it's, in as much as last season would have been the best opportunity because coming off the back of a trophy and all of that, it would have felt like a more welcoming farewell as opposed to this season where he's off his form.
I think his stocks were even higher last season to demand a higher salary of some sort from the Saudi clubs, from the Gulf clubs.
Yeah, but I think he earns enough, like a lot of money at Liverpool as well. So I don't think
50% tax anyway.
I don't think that
you could have had that tax free in Saudi.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that would change much for him.
It changes a lot. What do you mean? It changes a lot. It changes a lot. Have you seen Mane's salary?
And I'm saying, regardless, if he goes to this season, he'll still get a good payday. So,
I think you would have had a better payday. I really feel that you were being very modest and economical in your praise, of Salah. I think Salah is Liverpool's greatest modern player. Forget Steven Gerrard. That's it. I don't see what Gerrard has over Salah.
You want us to come for you. That is
aside the passport. No. Tell me what Gerrard has over Salah aside the passport, the British passport, that he's British and he's a local Liverpool lad. Tell me what exactly. What did Salah do? Or what did Gerrard do for Liverpool that Salah hasn't done? They would say, "Oh, that FA Cup victory against West Ham, the moment Salah has done same. Salah won you the Premier League, something he hadn't won in since '92."
For me, if we are going to like compare a player's impact and imprint on the team, Salah did exceptionally well and has done exceptionally well at Liverpool.
Right.
Steven Gerrard, when he was at Liverpool, is not the same Liverpool that Salah has.
Neither did Salah walk into a star-studded Liverpool side.
Good.
You want to check the players Salah came to meet at Liverpool.
For me, the only thing that I would...
No, also, Gerrard played with top players at Liverpool.
Relax. I never said Gerrard didn't play with top players, and I didn't say Salah played with the top players and Gerrard didn't.
Okay, so what are you saying?
For me, if I'm talking about a player's impact, especially when it comes to Mo Salah, I've loved him because he produces goals and assists. But no matter what, if I was going to select a winger for a team, for my team, I wouldn't pick Mo Salah because he's more of moments. Like when his moment comes, he
Now
will
what do
do
we
it.
play football for?
Relax.
We play for the goals.
Relax. When the moment comes, yes, he will do it. But outside of when he has those opportunities, I don't really see how much he impacts the game. Gerard's impact on Liverpool
what do you mean?
and Gerard's impact on the game was extensive from like throughout the whole spine of the team. It was Gerrard.
But Salah has been the face of this team since he walked into the club.
Yes, like I said, he can be the face. But if you are talking about the impact that they both had on Liverpool, you can't deny the impact Gerrard had on Liverpool. And
no one is denying the impact Gerrard had on Liverpool.
It is greater than the impact that
it is not. In what way? In what dimension? No, in what dimension?
I'm telling you,
Gerrard in what dimension?
In what dimension? What do you mean by in what dimension?
No, you said his impact is greater than Salah. Yes, I'm asking in what dimension was his impact greater?
And that is why I'm telling you that when Gerrard was in Liverpool's team and on the ball, Gerrard, you could see him picking up the ball, affecting the games. You could feel his presence throughout the game.
What effect on a game is bigger than a goal?
And there's
no effect.
And
there's no effect. Salah outscores him.
No problem. He can outscore him, but you can't. Yes. The impact that he has is still undoubtedly bigger than what Salah has.
How is it undoubtedly? So prove to me, how is it undoubtedly? Is it a feeling that you have?
It is not a feeling.
Tangible?
It is from watching the game and watching him play it.
But we see it with Salah too. He creates magic out of nothing.
Goals and assisting, but
nothing.
If Salah is not in the team, I wouldn't say, oh, Liverpool cannot build up attacks. But if Gerrard wasn't in the team,
what are you building the attack for? No, pause. What are you building the attack for? With Gerrard not in the team, they won the league. With Gerrard in the team, they couldn't win the league. Gerrard left the team, they won the league. What are you talking about?
If that was the case, if one player wins you the league, then we would say that them.
But Salah won them the league last year. Like hands down. They didn't have the best defense. Neither did they have the best midfield. They had Mo Salah. They won the league by December. And it was all Mo Salah last year. Undoubtedly.
Mo Salah scored goals.
People talk about 2005 Champions League that, Gerrard, came back and everything.
His impact on the pitch comes when he has his moments, not throughout the whole game. Gerrard does it throughout the whole game.
Listen. There's no greater impact in football than scoring a goal.
The same way, I also would...
The greatest player we've ever seen, or the greatest players we've ever seen, Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi. You don't see them in build-up. They don't come and build up the play. The ball comes to them.
For me, it is not just about your scoring goals. I want to see.
You should come and stay with the goalkeeper and build up with the goalkeeper
I want to see you in every facet of play.
You should go there and build with the goalkeeper.
I don't want to see you play 90 minutes and if you didn't score assist, we can't say anything about your play in the game. No.
Wait, pause. No, pause. So what do you expect Salah to do? Again, in build-up, what should he do?
Like I said, when Salah doesn't have his moments in the game, there is nothing that I can really say about Salah's play.
Like, listen, you might not be your cup of tea.
No, there are players who do not score, but you can tell.
Gerrard is iconic for Liverpool. I think that's the best word for Liverpool, for Steven Gerrard. He's perhaps their most iconic player now, perhaps in the modern era. Gerrard is perhaps their most iconic player in the modern era. But if it comes to the greatest ever Liverpool, greatest modern player for Liverpool, it's undoubtedly Mo Salah.
Well, I think with the conversation, Gerrard doesn't, top Mohamed Salah. Maybe
Mangana disagrees.
Yeah, trying to talk about.
I am disagreeing heavily.
So these are the reasons why I think that if maybe the likes of Ian Rush, Kenny Dalglish, fine, but for Gerrard, I don't think he gets anything ahead of Salah. The reason why. Goals and trophies, not just goals. His goal contribution, goals and assists, his pre-assists. He's just been phenomenal for Liverpool. I don't see any other player helping the team to win games like Mohamed Salah has done for Liverpool ever since he joined. Now, trophies, Champions League, the league, he's managed to get everything over Steven Gerrard. Now, for longevity and consistency, ever since Salah stepped into the shoes of Liverpool from Roma, he's been wonderful to see. There's been no season where he hasn't been impactful. And for this season where he's dropped, or his levels have dropped, we've seen how Liverpool is struggling a bit. Not just struggling a bit, they are actually struggling. Now, big game impact. Come on. Nobody can tell me Mohamed Salah hasn't been. The Chelsea fans will say he should leave because he's been disturbing them. Pep Guardiola would see Salah and say, come on, how do I even stop this gentleman?
If you are talking about big game impact, is there a bigger impact than being down 3-0 in the Champions League final?
And how many goals?
Single-handedly.
How many?
Single-handedly.
He did not score in the header, and then what again?
Alonso scored the second goal. Like, what do you mean by single-handedly? I don't understand you. Like, what do you mean by
This shows that
single-handedly?
you didn't watch that game.
How didn't you watch the game?
really
I'm actually telling you who scored the second goal.
Go and rewatch it.
Haman who watched. No, it's not that we didn't
rewatch that Champions League.
What should I
final.
rewatch about it? I remember every single thing about it.
You don't remember every single thing. Go
Okay,
and
so you're
rewatch the
talking
final.
about,
Oh my
you're talking
goodness
about
gracious.
3-0. You're talking about 3-0. What about the
I'm
4-0
saying go
Champions
and,
League that was number 10?
the game against
Corner taking
Barcelona.
quickly.
Yes.
It's not a final. You said big game.
Okay, in the final against Tottenham Hotspur, Salah scored the first goal.
Tottenham Hotspur.
Why was it not the Champions League
You
final?
said big game. Tottenham Hotspur.
Was it not the Champions League
And it
final?
wasn't it was a Champions League final.
Or did he choose who to play with in the final? He doesn't choose who to play with in the final.
Big game.
And Salah, in my opinion, is a bigger Premier League legend than Thierry Henry.
Hey,
Good luck to you on that.
you too.
No. Tell me why Thierry Henry is a bigger legend than Mo Salah. No, okay, pause. Tell me why. Tell me why. Tell me why Thierry Henry is a bigger Premier League legend than Mo Salah.
Impact in games.
Good.
The eye
Impact
test.
in games, right?
Brilliant.
Good.
Eye test.
Good.
The
Good.
eye
I like
test.
it. I like when you people say eye test, you people think Salah was just tapping goals into the net or balls into the net. What do you think Salah was doing? Salah would take the ball 1v1, beat 3 players and score. In tight areas, Salah would take ball 1v1, beat 3-4 players and go and score. He scored every type of goal. This week, when Rooney was catching a lot of heat for saying Neymar isn't really a top player. And listen, people like to just truncate his statements and say he just said Neymar isn't a top player. He said Neymar isn't a top player like Messi and Ronaldo. The statement was that he said he doesn't see Neymar as a top player like Messi, Ronaldo, that level. That's like basically, I'm trying to quote him directly. That's what he said. So per top player, he meant Messi, Ronaldo, that category. And I asked myself, that is 100% true. It was true yesterday, it's true today, and it's true tomorrow. And I'm a big Neymar fan. I'm a huge Neymar fan. I'm usually conflicted between him and Ronaldinho, who's the better player. I'm not even lying.
So
I'm usually conflicted.
What was he catching heat for? Because that's what he said.
Because they truncate what he said, right? And then he said Neymar isn't the top player. Then now they flip the conversation to you, Rooney, are you better than Neymar? So someone posed the question.
I think I saw the Rooney Neymar debate online, and I was like,
My missed his penalty.
Who?
Nico Williams has also missed his penalty.
Williams.
Yes.
Interesting stuff. But yeah,
So-
to me, I mean, my response to them,
Bosnia scored this, they have won. Yes.
test of nerves.
Yes, it's a test of nerves. And
Is Jacko still playing for
Wales
Bosnia?
are out. Yes, he started the game. Wales are out. 4-2 on
Congratulations to
penalties.
Bosnia.
Okay.
Bosnia will play Italy.
Oh, Bosnia. Oh. No, my response to people who asked me between Neymar and Wayne Rooney, my response was simple and it was quite political because those are two of my favorite players. I just told them I wouldn't trade the Wayne Rooney that played for my club, Manchester United, for any other player.
Yep.
Those like it was simple. I was like, I wouldn't trade the Wayne Rooney that played for my club for any other player. Not Neymar, not Ronaldo, not Messi.
And if it's a
That's it.
Rooney Neymar conversation, even though they might have played in similar positions, they are two different play styles. Like it's different. The way Rooney plays his football, if you didn't watch him play, his highlights are not going to excite you in any way, shape, or form. You are not going to think he's that caliber of player in your mind, especially if you are one who is more of a flair player. Because Rooney, outside of his grit and his tenacity and all of that, he thinks the game in terms of how he plays. Neymar will give you moments. Neymar will give you all the skills, all the flurry. He has the pace, he has the flair, he has all of those things. So if you are someone that didn't watch the game or don't watch those players on a regular basis, if you watch any highlights package or any highlight reel, Neymar would be it for you. But there's no point in comparing the two when his statement was he's not a top player as Messi and Ronaldo, because we all know that Messi and Ronaldo are a cut above the rest. So I don't even see how this is supposed to be an issue or a conversation in the first place.
I mean, like I said, they just truncate the top player part. But quick one, before we wrap up, Kelvin, the league is about to end. PFA nominees. Who's your manager of the year? Let's start from Kelvin and then we'll go to Mangana. Who's your manager of the year? Who's your player of the year? Then we can do the 50-50 Premier League team of the year. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Anyway, Kelvin, who's your manager of the year?
Manager of the year. I think I'll go with Brentford. I think I'll go with
Keith Andrews.
I'll go with Keith Andrews. Yeah.
Keith Andrews has had a fantastic season. I think I'll vote for him as well.
I'll go with him.
I'll vote for him. So for me, it was between Keith Andrews. It was Mangana. What do you think?
I think it's unanimous.
They sit seventh, and they have every right to ask for Liverpool's position for the Champions League.
Yeah,
because I think they're just
Andrews,
3 points away. Yeah, 3 points away.
Yeah, I think Keith Andrews gets it, and I think he gets it mostly because we're all debating like Arsenal kind of like limping to the title in terms of like how like we see it, like how they play and stuff like that. Man City not been there, United swapping managers left, right, center, Aston Villa burning out in the final. Liverpool won the league last season and this is now struggling. Chelsea, the least said the better. So yeah, Keith Andrews definitely.
I think you even restricted your the pool of teams to the usual top six. I don't even like to call them top six, but the teams that finish in the first six positions. But for me, I think he's been the outstanding manager in terms of
he's been standout.
He's stood out. So for me, it was between him and Andoni Iraola. I kept mentioning his name at the start of the season because I really, really worried for them after they lost Abaranye, they lost Huysen, they lost Kekes, they lost Kepa, they lost Dango Atara. I really, really worried for them, but they still found a way to play. At a point, they were second.
Yep. The reason why Iraola didn't make it for me is the fact that I think with all that they lost and the up and downs, they are still relatively around where they would be. Mid-table.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I'm like...
And he's done well to steady the ship.
No, he's done well to steady the ship, yeah, but once you are still at where we expect you to be, it's difficult to say you are the manager of the season.
Fantastic. So it's unanimous. We are all going for Andrews. So shout to Keith Andrews. You are the 50-50 football podcast manager of the year. Okay, let's talk about the player of the year. I know I heard a wild statement about Declan Rice for Ballon d'Or. I was, I saw the skin on my body just peeling off. I was Declan who? Declan is not even the best player in his own club.
Maybe Arsenal will win the Champions League and England will win the World Cup, and that's the only way.
He hasn't even been Arsenal's best player. Calvin, who's been your best player?
I think it's Gabriel or Raya.
Fantastic. Yeah. So to me, it's Gabriel, Raya, Timber. These three players. They've been Arsenal's best players this season.
I'll give it to Gabriel.
Gabriel, Raya, Timber. That's it, right? Anyway, so who do we think is the standout performer?
Player of the season. Player of the season already.
Who's your player of the season?
Bruno Miguel Borges.
I like how he says it. Please say it again. I like your accent. Say it again.
Bruno Miguel Borges Fernand.
No, one more time for the fans. I know Kelvin has a lot to say about this. Kelvin, who's your player of the season?
Before Kelvin comes with Kelvin, standout performer.
Standout performer, Igor Thiago.
So you're going with Igor Thiago. Good.
Yes. He doesn't have the PR around him, but I think he's performed better.
He's been good. He's been exceptional for Brentford. He's been very, very good.
He's in the Premier League.
Yeah, he's been very, very good.
I've lost so much and trying to find the mojo. I think he should be, but he doesn't have the PR, so he may lose out.
He wants a shout out, but standout performer. There's a better performer.
I'm sorry. Bruno isn't a better performer than that young man for me.
Bruno.
Guys, let's quickly wrap up, right? I know
I haven't mentioned your own. Who is yours?
That's a good question. I'm torn between Timber, Raya, and Gabriel. I think Arsenal's best player
is Gabriel.
I think Arsenal's best player will be the Premier League player of the season, and it's not Declan Rice. Arsenal's standout player, in my opinion, has been between Timber, Raya, and Gabriel. I know a lot of people would go for Gabriel, but I think Timber has been fantastic this season. And I'm not speaking from my FPL bias because he's won me a lot of points for my FPL this season.
Clearly.
No, but Timber has been fantastic for them. Royal has also been amazing for them.
Timber has been good. But I think how many games has he missed this season?
Timber.
Yeah.
Not much.
I know
Gabriel
he was
has
out
missed
for
more
a couple.
games. Gabriel has missed a lot of games, not Timber.
Really?
Yeah.
But there's one player who has played every game.
That's Saliba, right?
I'm not talking about us now. I'm talking about the stand-up performer.
Hey, I like your accent. Say it again.
The stand-up performer.
Say it again.
Gentlemen, I'm talking about the one and only.
Give us
Bruno
the mic
Miguel.
drop moment. See the mic
Bruno
drop moment.
Miguel, Boris Fernandes.
Kelvin, this is the point we switch gears to our Premier League team of the year. Maybe at the end of the season, we might change our minds about certain positions, but in post, I think we'll be unanimous for Raya, right?
Yeah, go
All
right.
right, right back, who are we going for? There's Kayode. Remember, there's Kayode who's doing very well at right back. There's Julian Timber as well, who's been phenomenal for us now. And who else has been standout right back? Reece James is talented, but he hasn't been a standout performer this season. He hasn't even played right back enough. He shared a lot with Malo Gusto. Who else has been there?
I think Timber stays.
You go with Timber, right? What about left back?
Left back.
Yes.
Nick O'Reilly.
He's doing well, but I don't think he'll be my left back of the year, though.
Who will be your left back?
Good question. Really, really good question. Because I have a couple in mind. I like the Newcastle left back.
Hall?
What's his name? No, not
Lewis Hall.
Paul. Who? Lewis Hall. I like him a lot.
Lewis Hall. That's the one I'm talking about.
I don't know if it's recency bias because of how well he's played recently.
It will be recency bias because he didn't start the season well. I don't know if he was even in the team at the beginning.
At the start of the season, eh?
Yeah.
No.
But
I'll even pick Bournemouth Adrian Trafford over him.
So he was the next person I was going. Who's the next person I was going to mention? That the Bournemouth lad too has done very, very well.
Yeah, I'll take Truffert.
Yeah, he's done.
He's the next person that came to mind.
Yeah.
Are we missing? I feel like we are blanking out on a very like a standout performer, and we are just blanking out on the name. What about central defense? I think that one picks itself, right? It will be Gabriel and who?
Central defense. Oh yeah, Gabriel.
It picks itself. Gabriel and who else?
And who has been outstanding in central defense this season?
Tarkowski.
James? Nah, not really. But left back to, let's think about Mykolenko. Put an asterisk next to him.
Nope, he's not getting in.
You think so? Mykolenko has been good.
He's been good, but it's not been outstanding.
Not been outstanding,
I think Tarkowski or Konsa.
Konsa has done well, but I wouldn't put him there. He's lost me so many points in the FPL.
You don't think Saliba gets in?
So you know what? For the purposes of this week's pod, we'll end it at central defense, and we'll continue next episode where we'll build from midfield and attack. But Gabriel and who?
I think that Gabriel Saliba.
Gabriel Saliba.
For the other teams, I don't think
this guy has been good. The Brentford captain. What's my guy's name? The tall lad. Is it 22?
Which guy are you talking about?
Brentford captain.
Nathan Collins.
Okay.
He has been really, really good this season.
Ireland.
Yeah. Nathan Collins has been really, really good this season. And then even that guy, what's his name? That bruiser at the back for Sunderland. Or what?
Mallard.
Who?
Which
no,
guy?
The other guy. The bruiser at Sunderland, the South American lad. The other guy. Alderete or whatever his name is.
Alderete,
I think he's been solid as well. But, I like consistency, right? So let's build the Arsenal trio of Raya in post, Saliba.
There's not been a better defense. There's not been a better defense this season,
unfortunately,
than the Arsenal defense. This season, if you've watched, almost every team concedes. There are very few clean sheets this season, and Arsenal has most of them. So it goes without question, I guess.
Fantastic. Anyway,
it's been a wonderful episode today. Lots of exciting talking points, and hopefully by next week we'll get to know our stand-up performance from midfield to attack, and by the end of the season, some of us are going to change our minds. But we'll wait to see what will happen. Just hop onto the podcast. Let us know your thoughts. What should Otoado be testing? Who must step up at these friendlies? Result-driven or experimental? Yes, we would also be thinking about what happened going forward with regards to Arsenal's season, and then Mohamed Salah leaving Liverpool. Well, we just gave you an update of the teams who have also qualified for the World Cup. If you love this episode, like we always say, just make sure you share it with your friends to listen, and then talk them into subscribing, because the latest episodes will only pop up on their screens for them to listen without coming back to you again for the links. Thank you so much. I did this with Kwaku Safo Mensah and Nana Sari across our socials at the 50-50 Football Podcast. We'll serve you with bits and pieces of every single information you need to know about football. Football doesn't give guarantees, like I said. It gives exciting, brilliant, devastating, and wonderful moments. And every moment is always a 50-50. Joy for one, sorrow for another. Thanks for riding with us today. Don't forget to share and keep the debate alive. Keep it 50-50.